Welcome back. All right, we're up to number 25. See, we're up to number 25 already. Isn't this fun? It's just, I like countdowns. I'm going to be honest. I've always, when I was a little kid, I'd wait for the music countdown on your Saturday. Put on your radio and see where the songs are on the countdown. And then you can get mad about where they are in the countdown. Tell them they're biased. And oh, no, wait, that's the internet. We didn't have the internet yet. So, number 25, Seattle. Comes in 25th. It's been a down and up and then back down and then kind of back up, kind of down experience. So the first year was a rough one for Seattle. Last year went well. This year it's been kind of a mixed bag. At the time I'm recording this, they're outside of the playoff picture. I'm actually recording this on January 25th. So their top scorer over this period in time since their expansion is McCann. 199 games played, 86 goals, 66 assists, 152 points. So McCann is their most dangerous forward, which says A, McCann might have been underutilized elsewhere, and B, they probably could use a more explosive talent to be their leading scorer, which I think was the vision with Shane Wright when they drafted him. It hasn't quite turned out. Matty Beniers not having the same kind of year in year two that he had in year one. Now he's dealing with injury issues. So it's been kind of an interesting first few years for Seattle. I don't think we know what they are yet, even though they made the playoffs last year and looked good. So their last playoff appearance, 2023. And they could very well end up in the 2024 playoffs. The West is that wide open. Their top goaltender, of course, will be Grubauer. And again, this goes by wins. 40, 54, and 10. 890 save percentage. Yeah, I could have said top goalie and tried to rank the best goalie during the period between 2017, 2018 until now. But that just would have left people saying, well, no, he's not the best goalie. This was the best goalie. So I'm just going by wins. I'm making it simple. Simple before I go on my holiday. Their points percentage sitting at 495, which is 24th overall in the NHL. Which again proves that if your team is 500, they're probably outside of the playoffs. The January 20th power rankings, again, the one I'm using for these videos, 17th on the most recent power rankings. Again, most recent for me. Don't spoil it for me. Don't tell me how the power rankings turn out on the 27th. I want to be surprised. But for Seattle, it will be interesting to see how they adjust. So they've been in the top row 5 times, second row 16 times, third row 12 times, and then the bottom row 34 times. So half the time they've been in the bottom row, but I think a lot of that was that first year. I don't think they got out of the bottom row all year that first season. Their peak during their first year was 22nd on the power rankings. Their lowest was 32nd. They averaged 28.27, which is low. But then their second year, the lowest they got was 25th, and the highest they got was 5th. And they ended up averaging out 12.88. This year so far an average of 24.87, but they've had a highest ranking of 13th. And again, currently they're 17th. So if they can get some wins and maybe get themselves into the playoffs, they'll end up higher in the power rankings, and that number will get better. Their overall average, 21.54. So again, for Seattle, we'll see what the rest of this season brings. But I think it's going to be the offseason before we see anything really turn around. I do think they need a star forward, like a guy to come in, and whether that's going to be an unrestricted free agent, whether it's going to be somebody they draft, whether it's somebody who's already in their system. I doubt it, though. Their system right now, I don't think they have that explosive talent for the forward position. They've got a lot of good hard workers in Seattle. Basically, it's a good blue collar team. But they could also use, I think, a top 4 defenseman, and I mean more of an offensive defenseman to complement Vince Dunn. And then you have a very dangerous team there. Seattle's one of those oddities that I wouldn't be surprised either way if they end up, being at the bottom, or if they end up being one of the better teams next season. So we'll see how they do. I think Ron Francis has done a good job of redeeming himself after he took a bit of a social media backlash when the initial expansion draft picks were made. But he took a different tactic than the Vegas Golden Knights. And it worked out pretty well for him. He didn't have GMs lining up to make deals with him to protect people like Vegas did. Vegas absolutely fleeced those teams. So I think Seattle's done well considering. But let me know your thoughts. Do you think that Seattle's going to end up being a playoff team this year? Do you think it's going to be next year? And what do you think they need? The other, and it's a minor concern, the other minor concern would be Joey Daccord has had an amazing run. He's playing very, very well. Grubauer's numbers have been very middling overall. So, do they try to move on from Grubauer's contract after this season? Do they just keep Grubauer and you just say, you know what, Grubauer and DeCourt are a tandem? What do you think they're going to do there? So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, as always. It's a little bit shorter than the other ones in this playlist, but they've only been in the league for 2.5 years, so it makes some sense. So let me know your thoughts. Hit like and subscribe in the event that you've not done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.